Coming up on Fulton Today.
The 2015 legislative session ends next week. I'm Priscilla Ortega, and I'll have a report on the legislation that could have an impact on the county.
Plus, Fulton helps job seekers who want to work for the Braves this season. And FGTV expands its audience. Find out where you now can locate us. Fulton Today starts right now. Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis. The 2015 session of the Georgia Legislature wraps up next week, April 2nd. Now, in these last few days, there's still quite a bit of work to get done on the county's long list of legislative priorities. FGTV's Priscilla Ortega has been covering this legislative session, and she joins us now from the Capitol. Priscilla?
Shania, while lawmakers and Fulton's lobbying team are still actively addressing bills related to Fulton County, there are a few that will not move forward this session. Those bills include House Bill 194, the bill that would have reduced the number of early voting days, the county's priority legislation, which called for a homeowner's bill of rights. That bill did not get a sponsor. As for the health inspection fees collection item, the county is looking to make some internal administrative changes to language in the bill.
The Fulton County's lobbying team works with the county's departments to make sure that we keep a close eye on any legislation affecting the county. So we attend meetings, we monitor hearings, and read the bills very carefully. We also work with departments to provide analysis to make sure we have a very clear understanding on how this legislation would affect Fulton County government.
The board discussed the legislation, which calls for a referendum to annex areas of unincorporated South Fulton into the city of Atlanta. The majority of the board opposed taking a position on that bill. To follow that bill, the Fulton Cityhood Bill, and other bills related to Fulton County, you can go to legiscan.com/GA. Reporting at the state capitol, I'm Priscilla Ortega for FGTV.
Thank you very much, Priscilla. Fulton County Sheriff's deputies are getting a hands-on lesson in how to put out a fire at the jail. Now, this training comes following a real live fire at the Rice Street facility over the winter. Now, Colonel Mark Adger is the chief jailer, and he invited us to come along. Sir, welcome back to Fulton Today.
Hi, Shania. Thanks for having me.
So, Colonel, first things first, a lot of people didn't even know that there was a fire at the jail. What happened?
Yes, back in late November of 2014, we had a fire that was set by inmates in one of our maximum security housing units. The inmates had set the fire in order to cause us to have to evacuate them from that zone so that they could do some gang-related retaliations against other inmates. What they did not know was that the fire would soon get out of hand and that it would become a dangerous situation for themselves, and it caused us to have to evacuate the entire zone, indeed the entire pod, in order to keep everybody from the harm that was caused.
And so as a result of the fire and your response, you decided to do additional training.
Yes, we did. And basically, after any incident that we have or any drills that we perform, we like to do what's called a post-event or post-incident debriefing, where we talk about all the things that we did right and all the things that we did wrong. And one of the things that we noticed that even though the staff performed well, we had a number of inexperienced staff that because of the nature of the emergency tended to question whether or not they were doing the right thing. And we figured that perhaps we could include in their training in the future some experience that would alleviate some of the stress that's involved in doing something for the first time. So we purchased the simulation equipment so that we can simulate the stressful situation caused by smoke and fire and subject them to that before they actually have to respond to an actual emergency so that they can adjust themselves accordingly.
And sir, who did the training and who all had to be trained?
Well, we conduct in-house training here at the jail, and we also do training at the Fulton County Public Safety Training Center for all staff that's assigned to the jail. But essentially what we're going to do is this. All newly hired staff members will receive 1 week of training, 2 days of which will be the fire simulation training that we're doing now. And then all staff assigned to the jail will receive this training here at the jail over the next year until everyone has been retrained with the simulation equipment. And then thereafter, at least at a minimum, once a year, everybody will be trained at the training center during their in-service training week, so that this training is ongoing, is going to reoccur, and is going to reinforce the things that they've learned in the past.
And finally, your overall impressions now that the training is complete.
After doing a couple of demos with the new equipment when we first unpacked it and wanted to see how the equipment was going to perform, we brought in staff and we retrained them with the simulation equipment, and the impression was favorable. All the staff members remarked to us that they felt the training was realistic, that it put them in a situation that was safe but closely mimicked what would happen during an actual fire or smoke emergency, and they felt good that the training well prepared them to handle any situation that may occur in the future.
Colonel Mark Adger, great experience for us. Sir, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Fulton Government Television, FGTV, can now be seen by more of you. We are now available for AT&T UVerse customers. The FGTV engineer and staff have completed the final testing for our signal on UVerse. Last year, the county purchased and installed new equipment to expand its coverage of PEG channels. PEG stands for Public Access, Education, and Government Channels.
FGTV joining the UVerse system, being on the UVerse system, our viewership now has grown tremendously. We've gone from being just in Fulton County to being all over North Georgia. I mean, as far north as the Tennessee border, as far south, as far as I know, is beyond Macon, below Macon.
The process was achieved with the help of Fulton's Information Technology Department.
This is the actual converter that is used to send an SDI signal out to UVerse. This is the frame that actually captures the video that goes out to UVerse. The signal that's going into this unit is provided, it actually comes from another unit, which is called a Bright Eye. The Bright Eye 23 takes SDI video and analog audio, combines it into one channel, one BNC connector, which feeds into this frame to send it out to AT&T UVerse. IT plays a major role in getting the signal out of the building to UVerse.
So now you have options to watch Fulton County Government Television. For Comcast customers, you can catch us on Channel 21 in the city of Atlanta or 23 in the rest of the county. And for UVerse customers, it's Channel 99. Just click on Fulton County Government. The county's workforce development team helps the Atlanta Braves recruit workers for the 2015 season. Manpower recruiters set up shop at the Adamsville Career Center to accept applications from residents 18 and older.
We have about 50 positions that we're currently staffing for. So we'll be here at the Adamsville workforce location every Thursday in March doing job fairs. It will be from 10 to 2 and 2 to 4.
Applicants were needed to cover 3 shifts at the stadium. Each applicant is subject to background checks.
They have 82 games that are here in Atlanta. So you may not be working every single day, so it's great for those who are looking for a part-time job.
For more information on the job recruitment, call the Fulton County Office of Workforce Development. Children in the juvenile court system stay informed thanks to the library system. In partnership with the Atlanta Fulton County Library System staff, court personnel held a special history program at the juvenile court building. Featured were both local and internationally known history makers.
At the tender age of 16, I joined the chorus of the Cotton Club.
High school was named after me.
The court's chief probation officer says education is one of the main ways they prevent further delinquencies.
Anything we could do to assist with children increasing their capacity to be able to read and to learn helps to keep the community safe by having them involved again with pro-social activities and again learning and focusing on education and learning what they can do to help create better avenues for a better future.
Fulton's juvenile court hears all cases involving allegations of dependency of children under the age of 18, children in need of services under the age of 18, and delinquency and traffic violations concerning children under the age of 17. And still to come, members of a North Fulton leadership team stopped by the county. We'll tell you why in our district-by-district coverage next. Another North Fulton leadership group meets one-on-one with their district commissioner, and Fulton celebrates the successful partnership with the Kenny Leon True Colors Theater Production Company. Here's this week's district-by-district coverage. We begin with Fulton County Chairman John Eves as he presents a proclamation to the True Colors Theater Company at the Southwest Arts Theater. The District 7 at-large commissioner paid a visit to the Kenny Leon troupe during their final showing of Detroit 67. Fulton County government signed a formal agreement with True Colors, who uses the Southwest Arts Theater for their performances.
The other reason why I'm here, I'm also very happy to announce that we have a new partnership with True Colors. And so the wonderful performances that you've seen in the past and you see today, hopefully we will be having this on a more regular basis going forward.
Detroit 67 featured music from the Motown era and told the story of a family basement nightclub during the turbulent 1967 riots in that city. True Colors Theater Company has a number of performances scheduled at the Southwest Theater this season. You can visit truecolors.org. District 1 residents share some quality time with their North Fulton representative. Vice Chairman Liz Hausman hosted the newest class of Leadership Johns Creek at the Fulton County Government Center. The group visited Assembly Hall, where commissioners hold their board meetings, and then the class met the new county manager on the 10th floor.
Well, I think it's important that they understand how their county government works and what it means to their daily life. I think people don't necessarily know that the county provides so many services that touch them, whether it's elections, animal control, or something as simple as getting their car tagged. That's all Fulton County.
I'm the CEO of Emory Johns Creek Hospital, and as a member of Leadership Johns Creek, it has really helped me get to know people within the city of Johns Creek and the importance of Johns Creek Hospital partnering with the community and the county.
Leadership Johns Creek develops leadership talent and individuals who live in their community. The organization is accepting nominations for its 2016 class. Get more information on leadershipjohnscreek.com. District 5 Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr. hosts another town hall forum to hear from his constituents firsthand. The South Fulton and Atlanta representative presented his third District Dialogues conversation at the Wolf Creek Library. County department heads were present for the meeting, and several made presentations on their services and other county-related issues.
The hot topic for tonight is what is the future of South Fulton? And how will that future be defined? And we're still trying to find out that future because there are numerous bills currently before the state legislature. And so we will not know what that future looks like until those bills or until the end of the legislative session.
Commissioner Arrington is hosting several community meetings all around his district in upcoming months. The next district dialogues at the Wolf Creek Library will be held in June. To get the details, visit FultonCommission5.com. And finally, in District 6, a consumer health coordinator from the National Network of Libraries of Medicine offers information to library patrons about taking care of your health. Terry Otteson set up a PowerPoint presentation at the Southwest Regional Library to provide the information on health literacy. She provided examples of medical consent forms, broke down the cost of health care, and provided in-depth information about caregiving needs. The advocate recommends residents visit the free government website medlineplus.org to get more information on their health.
You will find over 900 different health topics. No advertisements are allowed. There is a medical dictionary, an encyclopedia, interactive tutorials, directories so you can find a local library or librarian to help you with your search. as well as test information, and it is provided by the government. So there is a trustworthiness, and it's all based on the research from the National Institutes of Health.
Ms. Otteson says being prepared when it comes to your health or your family's health is critical. Now you can catch more of your Commissioners at Work all this week with a rebroadcast of the Board of Commissioners meeting right here on FGTV. And still to come, county employees get in the rhythm as a part of Heart Healthy Month. We'll tell you all about it when we come back. As we wrap up Disabilities Awareness Month, we take a closer look at some of the services the county provides for its clients. FGTV's Lynn Vaughn has our story.
From physical activities to social skills, some 150 clients with developmental disabilities are getting the training they need.
So it can be academic in nature or social, or even just learning how to be appropriate, like when we go out into the community and different things like that. And they also do physical activities, like they exercise, do arts and crafts, or even music groups.
The clients at the county's 3 training centers also enjoy monthly outings and special events. The Special Olympics and the annual Disability Day at the Capitol are 2 of their favorites.
Anytime we go somewhere and there's like a souvenir, like they get t-shirts at the Disability Day, they wear them right away the next day, and so you just know that they're really proud to have been out in the community.
The centers also help caregivers because funds from the Medicaid waiver program and state grants assist in maintaining these very important services. The centers also provide caregivers with peace of mind because they are assured their loved ones are in good hands.
They're here with us pretty much every day, and this is really their social setting. A lot of them have friends here, and they just look forward to coming.
Staff members say they love what they do and also enjoy spreading the message to the public that people with disabilities are the same as everyone else. They just need a little bit more assistance. Now, if you want more information, contact the Central Training Center at 404-752-8766. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Lynn Vaughn.
Thank you very much, Lynn. The American Heart Association is demonstrating how you can help save a life by knowing how to perform CPR. During a wellness event at the Government Center downtown, CPR training volunteers gave some demonstrations. The Heart Association says if somebody is not breathing or moving, call 911 first, then start chest compressions hard and fast.
You don't have to use mouth to mouth unless you have a mouth barrier, and you're taught that if you are doing chest compressions hard and deep, the scientific fact behind that is that it creates the circulation, that inside of blood is oxygen, and that circulation, when you're pumping hard and fast, is keeping the cells in the body alive.
I'm actually excited about learning that. That's very good information to have. You never know when you might need it.
The American Heart Association recommends that you push at least 100 beats per minute. March is Red Cross Month and a good time for county employees to roll up their sleeves to save lives. During Red Cross Month, everyday heroes are celebrated. The Red Cross says you can participate by volunteering, donating, taking a class like CPR training, or by donating blood. That's what several employees and residents did during a blood drive at the Government Center.
And most of the time, the employees so busy, you don't get a chance to donate on an ordinary basis. So we come to you, and we can facilitate the time and the blood right here in your auditorium.
Every 2 seconds in the U.S., somebody needs blood. More than 41,000 blood donations are needed every day. Now, if you want to help save a life by giving blood, go to redcrossblood.org. And still to come, want to plant your own spring garden? We'll have some tips when we come back. Well, spring is now sprung, and so it's the perfect time to start your garden. Fulton's Cooperative Extension Team says the first step in starting a garden is deciding what you want to grow. The type of plant you can grow depends on where it's to be planted.
And if you're going to grow vegetables, that fruit such as bell peppers or tomatoes, you need at least 6 to 8 hours of sunlight in a particular spot because they need that heat in order to flower and produce fruit.
Mina Chester also recommends that you water your garden regularly and not rely on rain alone. You also don't need to have a garden in a raised bed. It can be in a container. Cooperative Extension will have several free events at library branches that will teach you more about spring gardening. To find out where, you can visit afpls.org. And finally, a group of aspiring writers get some inspiration at the Buckhead Library. The Buckhead Writers Group attracts novice to experienced writers. The group meets to discuss their work and get valuable feedback on their writing.
We're all readers, and if you read to others and they listen, they can tell you whether they liked it or not, if it was interesting to them, if it inspired them, and that's great feedback.
It's an interesting group of participants, very diverse, age-wise, race-wise, background, and the stories that they write and the different genres in which they write.
The group meets monthly at the Buckhead Library, but because it's so popular, they are considering meeting twice a month. For information, go to the library's website or contact the Buckhead branch at 404-814-3500. And before we go, our reminder that we'd like to connect with you online. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and watch us anytime on our YouTube channel. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis. Thank you for joining us. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.